to Planetary Gig Talk, Tales of Music and Magic. I'm your host, Jefferson Glassy, Chief Spiritual Dude of the Planetary Gig Society, whose mission is making connections through music with the intention of bringing peace. And today, in Studio X of the Planetary Gig Society, I'm very happy to welcome a co-worker, great guy, Mr. Maurice Jackson.
Thank you.
They call you Moe. Everybody calls you Moe.
Yes.
Have they called you Moe all your whole life?
No, it was Maurice. I had a nickname, used to be named Beast.
Beast?
Back home in Charlottesville.
Oh, wow. Okay, Beast. All right, here we are with Beast in the Planetary Gig Society. Anyway, Moe and I work together. He is also a DJ, and we were talking about music one day and getting ourselves all excited talking about it. And so I said, I'd love to really have you on the show and talk a little bit about, what you do. And so we'll get into that when I hear a lot about it. But so you grew up, I think, in the D.C. area. Is that right?
Oh, I actually grew up in Charlottesville, Virginia.
Oh, Charlottesville, right.
Mm-hmm.
Not too far from here.
No, about two hours and a half away.
Yeah, and you played football.
Yes.
But did you play music back then? Did you? What do you remember about music as a young child, boy? Did your parents play music? Did you have music in your family? What was your exposure to music back then?
Yeah, my family played music a lot. Growing up, always listening to music. There was always either shooting pool in the backyard or, just always listening to old school music or variety music, and I've always had a passion for music.
Yeah. Did you have anybody in your family who played instruments or some crazy uncle or anything like that?
No, my grandfather, he used to play the guitar.
Did he?
Yeah, he used to play the guitar.
Yeah, did he play it at holiday parties and picnics and stuff? Or?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Do you remember what kind of music he played?
He used to like to play country and rock.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Country and rock. So, like you, I was kind of a jock in the older days, although I remember toward the end of grade school and high school, I was quite a soul man, even all us little white kids going to school in, Chevy Chase and Bethesda area. Man, we listened to Sam and Dave and Temptations and Four Tops and the Supremes and all that. But when do you remember music? Sort of the first time that do you remember the first what really grabbed you the most when you were growing up?
When I was little, my mom told me, and I remember I was about 5 or 6, and I used to always sing the song by Billy Paul called Me and Mrs. Jones. Mm-hmm. And I think that's when I just keep singing that song. And ever since, I just be running through the house and just, me and Mrs. Jones, and just keep singing and singing and singing. And I was around about 5, 6 years old, and I still remember it to this day.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, just got you. Who sang that song?
It was Billy Paul.
Billy Paul,
Mm-hmm,
okay.
back in 72.
72. All right. So then you, did you have any more formal music in your life in high school or whatever? You were playing football and other things. Do you remember?
It was pretty much just, back then it was tapes. I would take the cassette tape and listen to radio station and record the radio onto the disc tape. And then as time progressed and technology got better, then, we started doing CDs and just started collecting music. And I just love music and just all genres of music. And I just started burning CDs and just had my own collection of music.
Wow. And so all genres?
All genres.
Yeah. And then when did you kind of get into the DJing like you're doing now? How long ago was that?
Been 17 years. I started in 2000.
2000.
Mm-hmm. So I've been doing it 17 years.
And could you talk a little bit about how you came to the point where you decided you wanted to do that? I think you mentioned you had some friends who were doing it or used to go to clubs or what?
I had some friends that was doing it. And like I said, at the time, I just was having CDs for myself. Sometimes I make for buddies and friends, burn them for them. And then it was like some of my buddies are DJ. They just said, "Do you ever think about getting into DJing?" And I was like, "Nah." I said, "I just like listening to music. I ain't all that." And then I started going to places with them and listening to them DJ. And the next thing I know, I was like, "Tell me what I got to get." So they told me where to go. Took me up to Chuck Levin's up
Chuck
in
Levin's,
Silver Spring.
yeah. Yep.
Went up there and just started buying DJ equipment. And then I just started converting myself and learning myself, teaching myself how to DJ and watching other DJs in clubs, listening on the radio, going to YouTube, and anything I could get to feed myself. I just looked at it and just taught myself. It took a whole year, and after a year, I was like, I'm ready. And then that's when I went out and made business cards, handed them out, made a little website, and went to Craigslist, put my name up there for DJs wanted, and next thing you know, started getting calls for gigs and DJs, and it just went from there.
Yeah. So, talk a little bit more, if you don't mind, about the process of learning. When you decided, okay, I want to do this. Just from an outsider, somebody who's never really DJ'd, I don't know what you have to do exactly. I mean, it's actually getting records or tapes, and you have to know when to drop the needle, or is that the old days, or the timing you mentioned is important? Just explain a little bit, like pretend I don't know anything about it, and just explain that a little.
Okay. Like I said, times change now, but back in the days it was about albums and record players. By the time I came into it, it was more of CDs and CDJs. Now, I still have played and DJed on albums with needles and record players, and I can do that. But, time has progressed now, and those items are heavy now. But like when I started, it was just about CDs, and we just had CDJs 100s. And what it is just a CD player with push, stop, fast forward, rewind. You put the CD in, and you go to the tracks. And back then, they had your little album where you flip the CDs, and you got the names of the titles written on the CD, so you have to look at the CD, see what it is, put it in, know which track you want to play. Mm-hmm. And so when you put it in, you find the track you want. There's a button, you can cue it up. So when you cue it, you can put it at the starting point. And the main point of DJing is to be able to catch it at the drop of the beat. There's always a slur or a boom, so you can time it. Because you can't just try to take example, tempos. Like one tempo of a song could be 83 beats per minute. Mm-hmm. Another one could be 65 beats per minute. It's kind of impossible to make them match to be the same without being off beat. So pretty much you need to take your ear and you need to just catch on to the drop of the beat, drop it at the same time, and then there it is with the tempo. You can speed it up. And it's not difficult, but you have to have a passion for it.
So I suppose that means you're listening to two different songs at the same time?
Correct.
Like one out of each ear? How do you do that?
Yes, you have one that the actual crowd is listening to, which is coming out of your speakers. And then in your headphone set, you're listening to the next song that you plan on bringing in. Mm-hmm. So when you bring that in, you need to bring it in on the same pace, same tempo, because if not, you'll lose the crowd. If the crowd is out there partying to what they're hearing, when you're bringing in the next song, you need to be on beat with it. If not, everybody will kind of look at you like, what did he play that song with that for? You don't want to kill a vibe.
So does that mean you have to change the tempo of one of the songs? You mean you have to bring one up 20 beats per minute or down 20 beats per minute?
Yeah, most of the time you do, yeah. You pretty much got to change the tempo, but you got to be able to change it so that the crowd can't understand. They'll never know, we'll know. But as far as them, as long as it's the same beat, you can pretty much bring any song, any genre in this world that you want to, as long as you got the tempo set at the right pace.
So a song that you would normally hear, I don't know what I'm talking about, just an example, say it's at 110 beats per minute, you may have to play at 95 or 105 or 120. Is that what you're saying?
Correct. Yeah, you got to keep that same tempo. So you got to be able to do it too. So speed it up. There's a little tempo button on it, and you press that tempo button, it turns orange. So once you press that, So like say you had to speed it up. You don't want the artist to sound like Mickey Mouse or the Chipmunks.
Well, yeah,
right. So you want to hit that tempo button so that the vocal stays the same. But in reality, you done took a song that was maybe 102 and now made it go 110 in speed. But it also matches with the song that's already playing. But people can't tell. You can't tell the difference.
Yeah. Does the song go back to its regular beat, or just stays at the beat you set it at, I guess?
It depends on the DJ. If you want to stay within that tempo range, you can, and for the next 15, 20 minutes, keep the tempo at that beat, or you can bring it back down to its normal. So it's up to the DJ's choice on how you want to do that by the reaction of the crowd.
Yeah, so, and I guess that's, you were talking about, just always love music, and, if you're playing music for people, if I'm going to play a guitar song, they kind of sit there. They may tap their foot or something, but they're not dancing. But the whole purpose of what you're doing is people are getting up and dancing, right?
Correct.
So you must just see. I mean, I've been to weddings and things. The song will come on, people will go racing out there and start jumping up and down. You must see that all the time. That effect that music has on people.
Yes, it's a good feeling.
Yeah. So, how often are you DJing these days?
At least two or one time a week. But every week, I'm always got something every weekend. Sometimes it may be a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sometimes maybe a Friday, Saturday. Sometimes maybe a Saturday. It could be a Friday. But at least once a week, I got something going on every weekend.
Yeah, and I suppose it could be weddings, it could be parties, it could be just whatever, right? All
yes,
different things.
Could be wedding, clubs, bars, weddings, house party. Could be a cabaret. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so, how do you pick out the music for these things, and what type of music do you normally play for these crowds?
It actually depends on the party. So let's just say, for example, if I'm at a bar, I know I'm at a bar or club, it's a mixed genre. So pretty much as a DJ, you have to read the crowd, so you can figure out the age range. You have to figure out what nationality they are, and pretty much with me, I'm the type of DJ where I like requests. A lot of DJs don't like requests. I get on the mic a lot and I tell the whole crowd, if you have any requests, please come to the DJ booth. I'll make sure I get your song in. So that also helps me understand what people want.
Right.
So when they come for requests, I tell them, give me a couple minutes, I'll fit it in there, and I get it for them. So pretty much it's just reading the floor and making sure the age limit and, whatever genre was in there, you just got to make sure you keep everybody happy.
Yeah. So, and nowadays, you don't have the CDs anymore. It's all electronic, I guess, right?
Yeah, it's all a controller now.
Yeah. So you must have a whole hell of a lot of songs.
Yeah, I do. I do. I have a lot.
Any particular kind of what do you what do you find that people really what really gets people going when they're dancing? Do you got any? I mean, Michael Jackson, Thriller, and stuff. But I mean, how would you describe what really gets people out there cranking it?
Well, really, to get them started, is I would say like dance songs, like maybe the Wobble. You got Cupid Shuffle, Electric Slide.
Oh, I love that.
Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
A lot of people love Bruno Mars, and they're old and young. So once you put one of those step songs on like that, you got them. Once you get them up with that's a starter right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I don't know. Can you describe at all some of the things that maybe you've seen when people go running out there dancing and they start jumping up and down? I mean, what else can make people do that? I mean, I'm not sure anything else. Reading a legal document doesn't make you get up and jump up and down on the dance floor.
Yeah, to me, I think music is one of the most powerful utility, a tool that we can use to get the world together, and everyone can smile and be happy, and even if it's just for those couple hours that night. Somebody could be going through something, you don't know it, and they go out to a function, they hear a good DJ, they hear the music they want to play, they smiling, they laughing, they sliding on the floor, they running around, they jumping and hand dancing, and I just think that music is so powerful, and I think everyone needs that in their life to stay happy. It can make you happy. You can't go wrong with music.
That's for sure. You can't go wrong with music. Of course, people jump around, and then there's also the slow songs. I guess you got to play. Do you play like 3 fast songs to 1 slow song, or do you just read the crowd? I guess, but there's fewer slow songs, I guess.
Right. It just pretty much read the crowd. Like, you may play 2 slow songs, and that pretty much near the end of the night. You know, yeah, that's pretty much at the end of the night, and pretty much what I do is I make that for lovers, for the loving couples is in.
Right.
Then I put on a slow song that's for the lovers, so they can cool down a little bit after sweating and partying. And after 2 songs, then we pick it up and keep going for the night's over with.
A little My Girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, My Girl definitely does it. Oh my God! As a 7th and 8th grade boy, I was like, oh man, slow song. Mm-hmm. It would be the best. So you've been doing this for 17 years now.
Correct.
And you said that there's a whole community of DJs, that it's sort of a helping community, didn't you? Could you talk a little bit about that? I forget exactly what social media that's on, but where you post questions about DJing and songs and the equipment and all that, but there's a regular community of DJs.
Yes, there's a lot of community of DJs out there. There's like thousands, and the most one I love the most is Serato. It's called Serato. It's Serato DJs. It's on Facebook. There's DJs all over the world. You even have DJs in there like Kid Capri. You got a lot of DJs that are big time multi DJs making millions a year. And it's just a group to help each other. And if you have there's no question is too dumb. Is what we tell people. And when you post questions, it's whether the question sounds dumb or whatever, we're there to help you, because everybody started off new. Some been in it for a while. Some may go through some situations where their laptop might have crashed, or they're trying to figure out why files are missing, and we just help each other. And also we point each other in the right direction on sites where you can pay for your music and get your music. It's a great community where we there to help. And then sometimes we also put your mixes up, like say if I go home and do a 30-minute mix, I'll put it up in a group, let everybody see it, and they actually see me on the table, see my hands, and I just want your feedback. Tell me, do you think it was good? Did I mess up here? Tell me something I need to improve. Give me your inputs on what I just did.
So it's a lot of sharing of videos, and people watch the DJ hands to know when to click this or click that, right?
Correct.
And you can really tell.
Yeah, so you can actually see it's you doing it. So you can have a camera set on you, and you can put it on your whole body, or just however you want to do it. But you want people to see that it's you. And, it's not like it's recorded or it's already a CD and you're faking like you doing it. But no, you actually doing it yourself. And then you want your input on, how did I do?
Wow, that's pretty cool. It reminds me of musicians. I mean, in a way, you're musicians. You kind of got music that you're presenting. But I've been in music communities, Archie Edwards Blues Heritage Foundation, the Barbershop, which is in Riverdale. And you'd come in and people would help you out with some licks or chords or what key is the song in and that sort of thing. This sounds like pretty technical community, so there must be a lot of helping that goes on, a lot of camaraderie.
A lot.
Any other thoughts about, what you see in the future for you and your DJing, or?
As far as my future, I just want to continue to make people happy. Play what they want to hear, the music they want to hear. I just love what I do. I just love DJing. It really makes me happy when someone requests a song and they be like, and it happens to me a lot. They'll come to me and they be like, I know you probably don't have this song in your library, but do you have such and such and such? And I'd be like, I got you. And they'd be like, really? Because, just being a DJ, and I guess would say as far as being an African-American DJ, when you do a mixed crowd, A lot of people think you don't have that music, like you want to
Right.
get out and have that genre, but you have it. And when you have it, they be like, wow, you really got that. And like I know one time I was at a bar and a lady came up to me and she wanted some Asian house music
Wow.
and Arabic. And she was like, I know you probably don't have no Arabic. I had it.
Wow.
And it made her and her family so proud that at the end of the night, like they all came up and just gave me a kiss on my cheek because they was like, I would never thought you would have our music. And I was like, if you call yourself a DJ, you got to have the music. You can't call yourself a DJ and be limited to music. You got to have it all. You got to have country, house, top 40, pop, R&B, whatever it is. If you're a DJ, you got to have it.
Blues.
Whatever, you got to have it. Salsa, doesn't matter.
So how many songs do you think you have in your...
I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot.
20,000 probably.
'Cause I tell you, like if I want to transfer, like I got the little small hard drives, 2 terabytes, and like say if I buy a new one, and I want to take and transfer all my music to the new drive, I have to let it go overnight. It take about a good 5 to 6 hours just to transfer all that music over because it's so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In your community of DJs, do you hear much commentary or thoughts about what some of those folks would like to see? Or do you feel do they get frustrated about certain things, or everybody just pretty much enjoying playing music for people gives them a lot of joy?
A lot of people enjoy playing music. The only thing that frustrates me with a lot of DJs, like I said, is a lot of DJs don't like taking requests. And I think it's wrong to not take requests because, for one, someone's paying you to DJ for the 4 hours or whatever it is, their function. And I think you're entitled to request songs because as a DJ, we get in our mindset that I know what I want to play for them. But in reality, it's people out there that want to hear other music that you may not be thinking of. So to me, that's why I love to be, come ask me and I'm going to play it. And I think they feel some DJs, when they don't want to take requests, I think some DJs will have a fear that someone's going to ask them for something that they don't have. And then they don't have it, they be embarrassed. So that's my thought. I may be wrong, but that's my thought. But I just love taking requests.
All right, well, it's been a good conversation about that. I didn't know all that much about DJing except for what I see. It's good to have sort of the inside take from you, Mo, and I have seen you play at some of our office parties, and hopefully we'll get a chance to go out and see you do some more DJing.
Yes, that would be nice. I would love that.
All right. Thanks a lot, Mo. Really appreciate it.
Hey, thank you, Jeff. Appreciate you.
Thanks. You've been listening to Planetary Gig Talk, Tales of Music and Magic. I'm your host, Jefferson Glassy, Chief Spiritual Dude of the Planetary Gig Society. We talk with musicians and others about the power of music and how we can use music to help create a better world. Please check out our website, www.planetarygigs.org, for information about some of the organizations promoting music and musicians, resources about the power of music, books, movies, articles, including new research on music and the brain. We welcome your support. The Planetary Gig Society is a Section 501c3 charitable organization, and you can donate on the website. You also can receive a free email signature block demonstrating your support for Planetary Gig Society. Please follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Planetary Gigs. And we want to thank fabulous musician and teacher Eric Weinberg of Little Eric Studios for the Planetary Gig Talk music titled Chill Kid, It's Saul. So please check out Planetary Gig Talk on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher. Subscribe and hear all the upcoming episodes. Thanks very much.